back to another sit down vlog. Welcome to motherhood of two. I expected to film this video like a while ago, to be honest. However, here we are with this, you know, this is the real deal. Okay, got pillows everywhere, everything's a mess. But no worries at all. I just wanted to get this video out for y'all. So here we are. I wanted to introduce y'all to Nolan. Here he is with his pink pacifier, because this is one that I had, like an unused one from Nolan. But honestly, he doesn't really take the pacifier much, but this is what, you know, what? Yes, so I am back and nursing him now. We had to cut the camera off or whatever, but yeah, so this is baby Nolan. He is my second born. If you're new here, I have a daughter, Nolan, who is 2 years old. She turned 2 in April. He's currently at daycare, and so of course I've been having Nolan at home with us still. He was born on May 4th, 2023, and he's been doing really well. He'll be 8 weeks on Thursday. So yeah, so it's been a great 2 months so far. Definitely different, or definitely like a different experience than my first go around with Nolan. I think it was just such a shock of motherhood first go around, but now you know, I kind of already had my feet wet, knew what to expect with a lot of things, especially like breastfeeding and stuff, you know. So basically I think we've been adjusting pretty well to having both of them and having a newborn again. So yeah, so my plan is to do a 2-part video. This video, part 1 will be more so just about Nolan, updates about our newborn, about him, what, you know, we have experienced with him. And then I plan to do another video that will be more so of a deep dive into my delivery, which I ended up having a C-section, even though I really wanted to have a VBAC, and you know, just things that helped me through postpartum and how to recover from a C-section. So if you're interested, there will be another video for that. But yeah, so let's get into all things baby today, all things newborn. And if I'm looking to the side, it's because I have my laptop up with notes, because y'all know I like to stay on track for y'all, so I don't be rambling, because I can do that sometimes. Again, this is Nolan. Like I mentioned, we have a daughter who is 2 years old. I was initially nervous about how she would adjust, you know, to bring a baby boy home. It took a few days when we first brought him home. At first she was like, what is this baby? What is he doing on my mom? Why is he breastfeeding? And she had maybe like 1 or 2 little meltdowns, but honestly after that it's been pretty smooth sailing. She's a great big sister. We try to get her involved and allow her to help us and stuff, and be involved with the baby so she doesn't feel left out, and she really enjoys that. Like, she thinks her baby brother is her real life like baby. She wants to feed him, change his diaper. If he's crying, she's like, Mom, what are you doing? So yeah, I think all is well. I think she's adjusting pretty well. I think she loves being a big sister. And then she still, you know, we still allow her to have her activities, like going to school, additionally starting swim class. So just keeping her busy and active and intrigued, I think helps a lot, and just giving her, you know, still like some one-on-one attention as well when we can. But she's also become like a super daddy's girl. It's cute, but it also makes me like a little jealous and sad. She's still like mommy, but she's definitely like starting to do things more with her dad, like walking the dog, and you know, and she's okay with that, and so is dad. I know he's loving it as well, so we're all is well. To talk about baby boy, his sleep pattern. Again, he's still technically a newborn up until 2 months. I can't believe it already, like we're here. But yeah, so during the first month, like, he really just slept like a lot, which is normal for newborns. You know, if you're a new mom, you can expect that. Just a lot of sleeping and eating basically around the clock, feeding him every 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours. And then once they get to like about 6 weeks, usually your doctor will give you the okay to, you know, let them go for longer stretches of sleep, because technically they say to feed them every 2 hours, even if they're asleep, to wake them up. Around 6 weeks, they'll probably give you the clear, like if baby is asleep, especially during night, let them sleep if you wish, if you're comfortable, and you don't have to wake them to feed them. So he is still waking 2 to 3 hours every night. Some nights are better than others. Like a couple nights he did do stretches of maybe like 3 or 4 hours, but he's still young and still adjusting. There's no real schedule that we're sticking to, again, just because we're still, you know, just learning, and he's still a newborn technically. So I just feel like to try to pin a schedule on him isn't really realistic and will end up probably stressing us out. The only thing we are kind of consistent of is when we, you know, set the tone like for nighttime. So we usually go in the bed between like 9 and 10, depending on like when his last like nap was. Try to go in the room around 9 and 10, cut the lights off, set the mood to like put him in his bassinet and stuff. So yeah, so we'll see how, you know, he continues to develop, and hopefully he starts to sleep longer stretches throughout the night. As you can see, we are breastfeeding. I am giving him more bottles than I did with Nolan. He probably gets maybe 1 or 2 bottles a day. And honestly, just having 2 kids, for me, it's easy to just have moments, you know, where I can tend to Nolan, or, you know, just be hands-free if I need to do something for myself. It's easy just to kind of have bottles on hand for dad to feed him, or even if I just need a break from breastfeeding, I will give him a bottle sometimes. We haven't had any issues with like nipple confusion or anything, and I've been giving him a bottle since he came home. So I am confident in that and will continue to do that. And since I am giving him a bottle, I obviously am, well, not obviously, but yes, I'm pumping my breast milk when I'm not breastfeeding him, so that I have milk for him to give him in a bottle. I've been using the Mom Cozy S12 Pro pump, which I love. I haven't had or felt the need to pull out my other pump, which is the Spectra. I didn't use that with Nolan, but I have it this go around, and I've heard really good things about the Spectra as well. But the Mom Cozy just allows me to be portable. I'm able to collect a lot of milk from it. I don't have any issues with it. It's pretty easy to clean. Again, it's portable, so I can take it with me. And again, especially with Nolan, like, it's great just to be hands-free, like be able to pump and still do things with her, or whatever the case may be, or pump on the go. So I love that. And I do recommend the Mom Cozy pump. If you're new here, I had the Willow pump with Nolan, and I eventually, like, after using it frequently, I started to experience more issues, and for the price, it wasn't worth it to me. So Mom Cozy was a more affordable option, and that provide even better results in my opinion. So I love the Mom Cozy, and I would definitely recommend that you add that to like your registry if you're still pregnant, or if you're looking to get a pump, I would suggest the Mom Cozy. In regards to just more baby stuff, he has, well, not really now, but around 6 weeks, he was cluster feeding a lot and getting more fussy. They call it during like the witching hour, which is basically like an hour, you know, typically before they get ready to settle for the night, where they're just kind of really fussy and nothing soothes them. So we did experience that, and it is not the best thing, but again, second go around, we knew what to expect. We knew he was okay. Again, just use your best judgment as parents, you know, and just know that if they seem to be abnormally cranky around that 6 week mark, it could be that witching hour that they call it. Or, you know, always just ask your doctor or consult with somebody if you feel like there is something wrong. And again, just the cluster feeding. Cluster feeding is basically when your baby is feeding like non-stop for a period of time. Again, that's also usually around like that bedtime frame. It could last for like 2 to 3 hours, or it could vary for it can vary depending on the baby. So yeah, that's also kind of taxing on mom, especially when you're breastfeeding, because the baby is constantly feeding and can cause like you know, cracked nipples and bleeding and stuff. So one thing that I would recommend is to get some nipple butter or something to kind of keep your nipples moisturized for when that time comes. And again, I'll talk more about like postpartum stuff and things to have on hand when you first come home. But that is something that I would definitely recommend. I use the Earth Mama nipple balm or butter. You could get it off like Amazon or something. I'll link everything below that I mentioned today. What else? Okay, so must-haves. They've basically been the same for the first 2 months. But I'll start with like the first month stuff, like things that would be great for when you first come home for baby. I would recommend a baby lounger. As you can see, this is our DockATot right here. And it's just great if you need to sit baby down and make sure that they're safe and secure. Technically, they're not supposed to sleep in these loungers, so just be aware of that and be cautious and make sure that you're watching them if they are in a lounger. I don't think in the US they actually sell the DockATots anymore, so I'm, you know, just cautious and make sure I watch him when he's in the DockATot. But there's other loungers that you can get and look into for your baby. He has the Mama Roo bassinet, same bassinet that we have for Nolan. He's still adjusting to his bassinet, but the bassinet is of a good quality. The one thing that I would wish that I had, especially being that I had a C-section, was a bedside bassinet and something that would be easily accessible to me. So if you think that you're going to have a C-section or you have a planned C-section, I think I would recommend like getting something that's bedside, that's like, you know, easy for you to access. Sleep pods. I would even recommend taking these to the hospital because we did the same this go around, especially if you're not comfortable or know how to swaddle. They will give that same effect. A simple zip up. So definitely have those on hand, like take 1 or 2 to go with you to the hospital, as well as have them ready for when you come home if you're not familiar with swaddling. Actually has on one now. We just like moved him up to this one. Is the Love to Dream swaddle. As you can see, it looks uncomfortable, but again, it zips up in the front, and he also has his hands up in like this position. I know it looks uncomfortable, but some babies like to sleep with their hands up, and in this case he does. So this has been another lifesaver for him. And again, I have him in it now to get him ready to hopefully take a nap. But yeah, so I would recommend definitely some type of sleep pod or sleep sack for the baby. If you don't know how to swaddle. If you do know how to swaddle and comfortable, you can always just use, you know, a muslin blanket or something like that. We've also been loving our Erin & Co. satin line hats. Babies will experience, or if you didn't know, babies do experience or may experience some hair loss just from laying on their back so much, a lot of friction from in the car seat, you know, and just having so much interaction or friction on their hair and whatever surface they're laying on. Co is a brand that I even use for Nolan as well. I didn't find out about them until she was a little older, when we experienced her pulling her hair out, and it was like a lifesaver because it helped protect her hair, and then it started us like on the right track for her hair. So of course I had to get some for baby boy, and I do have a discount code if you all are interested, that I'll be sure to put below. As far as clothing for your newborn, simple clothing, sleepers like the footed ones with pajamas, onesies, that's what I put on when he's under these sleep sacks. I'm always trying to be very cautious about his temperature. He seems to run a little hot, so that seems to be a decent amount of clothing for him when he's sleeping, just the short sleeve ones with this one on top. It just depends on the temperature of your house and your baby, but those are good to have on hand. Also, I have these here because he had them on, but these little footed pants from H&M, they're so cute. They come in a bunch of different like neutral colors, and you know, they're so chill. But basically you can just put these over the top, and they already have the feet at the bottom, so they're just really convenient, so you don't have to worry about socks or anything, because we all know that socks just continue to fall off babies, and just one other thing you have to keep up with. So I love those, I have a bunch of those for him as well. And I know I mentioned that we've been giving him bottles, so I've been using the Philips Advent Natural bottles. Those are the only bottles that I've given him. Again, I kept everything very minimal this go around, so when I put bottles on my registry, that was the only ones that I put based on recommendations from other moms. I didn't want to do the Dr. Brown's again because they have too many pieces. I really like the Philips Advent. He seems to take to them well, so we're on a good track with that. And then I've also been using the Baby's Brew bottle warmer. Again, another item I had from Nolan, but I didn't use often because, again, I wasn't giving her the bottle as much. But I've used it so much this go around already from us going out and about, and just having something portable that warms the bottle on hand, like in the car if I need it, or you know, just in a restaurant if I need something quick. I love the bottle warmer. Again, it doesn't have to be plugged up or anything, just have to make sure it's charged. As we start going into his second month and 8 weeks, he has been spitting up more, which is normal. So we've been having to use more burp cloths. I love the Copper Pearl burp cloths, and it's another brand that I found on Amazon. They're like Muslim cloths, so I love those. And again, just good to have to put like on your shoulder while you're burping baby or holding baby in case he spits up, as well as more bibs and things of that nature. More so like when we go out and stuff and I want to protect his clothing, I'll put a bib on him. Been doing more baby wearing. Has also been a lifesaver, especially just being a mom of 2 and trying to have my hands free. Or, you know, he's been getting more, I won't say needy, but he knows that he wants to be held, or he's like, I'd rather be held than lay down some days. So I'll put him in my Solly Baby wrap, which is super comfortable. It's breathable. And once you kind of get the hang of it, it's a good go-to. I was intimidated by baby wearing, especially like the ones that you actually kind of have to wrap yourself, and you just initially see all this fabric and you're like, oh my gosh, I have to do this every time. But once you get the hang of it, trust me, it's a lifesaver. So that is definitely something I recommend having, especially as your baby gets older and starting to want to do more contact naps and things of that nature. But yeah, that's really it. We've been keeping it really simple over here the second go around. Trying not to overdo it with anything. I'm trying to go with the flow. Long as he's healthy, happy, we are good. But yeah, I've just been enjoying being a mom of 2, having a baby boy and a baby girl. It's just the best of both worlds. And yeah, I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to finally, you know, I was really just kind of taking everything in the moment, and still, you know, of course there's an adjustment period. I was recovering from the C-section, so here I am, I'm back. I look forward to keeping y'all updated on baby boy stuff and toddler stuff and more just lifestyle and motherhood. But otherwise, thank y'all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video. All right, bye.